Rounding up this issue of BBN's podcast, here's our very own Kevin Taylor on Haye and Maccarinelli and some other big fights for British fighters this weekend. Kev, tell us how you think the big fight, David Haye, Enzo Maccarinelli is going to go.
I'm going to sit on the fence on this one. You know, it's a cracking fight, two bangers, maybe two people with bit chinny, but two real bangers in there. Haye 19 wins inside the distance, Maccarinelli 21 wins inside the distance. Good guy either way, mate.
All the mind games have started to set in now. Of course, there was a press conference today that the promoter would have liked David to attend. He didn't attend. He said he needed to sleep. What do you make of it all?
Oh, well, you know, the mind games, as you say, setting in. The promoter obviously looking to be on his fighter's side, Maccarinelli. But, you know, they did change the weight. They did change the press conference time. It was due to start at 2:30, I believe. And they changed it at 12:30. David's trying to stay in on American time because the fight's at 2 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, he's been over in American training. So I can understand his point of view as well. Also believe they've changed the weigh-in time to 7 o'clock in the evening, which seems very weird. I don't think I've ever seen a weigh-in at that sort of time in this country. So that again probably gives an advantage to Enzo, but we'll wait and see.
What do you think the chances are that it's all smoke and mirrors from Adam Booth and David Haye, and he is, as he suggested, for about 2 years dead at the weight?
Oh, you know, I've had close-hand experience of David at one time when I worked for Frank Maloney, struggling to make the weight against Johansson. It was, and he's a big fella. He says he walks around, you know, over 16 stone, so it's always going to be a struggle for him to get down. He says he starves himself to get down. You know, whether they've done it differently this time, who knows, you know. I can't see why it would be any different this time to what it was for the world title fight. And if he couldn't get down then, surely he's going to struggle to get down this time.
Chief support then, Kevin Mitchell and Carl Johansson. Excited about this one?
Oh, another cracking fight. You know, again, two little lads, but both can really bang. Johansson's obviously fought here in a better class than Mitchell so far, but Mitchell's the up-and-coming lad, unbeaten, only 23 years old, and already had 25 fights. Another cracking fight.
Do you think Johansson will be able to take him to a place he's never been before, as Ian said?
Well, he could well do. You know, Johansson's started his career in America. He's obviously been around the block. But, you know, Johansson again, he's a good fighter, but he's also been found wanting in a few of his fights. You know, with the training isn't right and things like that. There's been a lot of stick being thrown his way by Mitchell as well in this fight, but Maloney sort of defended him and said he's been training hard. But until Johansson turns up, you never know what Carl Johansson's going to turn up, to be honest.
All depends if his head's right there.
Oh, exactly, yeah. And, you know, Mitchell seems to always go about his business professionally. He's had a few problems with his hands in the past, but, you know, he's going to be the bigger lad in the ring tomorrow night. I just think the youngster really wants it a bit more than Johansson, probably.
Of course, anyone who fights Carl Johansson's going to need to take a shot. How's Mitchell's whiskers?
Well, I don't think he's ever really been tested, has he? You know, he's probably never been in with a banger like Johansson, or anybody with experience of Johansson on that sort of stage. So yeah, it could be telling. But you know, he's been a good amateur, ABA champion, you know, Commonwealth champ. He's never been found wanting as yet. So let's wait and see.
Might find out something new then.
Well, exactly, yeah, might. You know, maybe he can't take a punch. You know, Johansson's got to hit him first. You know, Mitchell's quite a skillful boxer as well, so let's wait and see tomorrow night.
For such a big card tomorrow night, aside from the main event and the chief support, is there anything else to get excited about? Because I'm struggling here. Paul Smith?
Well, you know, he's unbeaten. You know, the contender. You know, only failed to go through in the contender because he only won on a split decision. But I believe he's also injured, so he probably wouldn't have been a fight on anyway in that. But, you know, he's been slowly building up his record, 22-0 now. Goes in against Cello Render tomorrow night for the vacant English title. Shouldn't have much trouble there. I think Smith's a class above Render. Render's a bit of a banger, but also seems to be stopped quite a lot. I think 3 of his 5 losses have been by stoppage, so I can't see him taking out Smith tomorrow night. I think Smith will just work his way to a points victory. And also you've got the three Wolves boys
tell us about
making
that.
this. Well, you know, we all know what they did on their debut. All made a debut on a shame show, and all made sensational debuts. All three of them win by stoppage. Ryan making the most impressive debut, 21-second stoppage of Riaz Durgagad, who's normally quite a hard man to beat. 21 seconds, so wasn't a bad debut. He's got a lot to live up to, really. They all fight out of Norwich, same camp as John Thaxton, so that camp's really doing well at the moment. So be interesting to see them.
Fantastic. And did any of them achieve anything as an amateur?
I think they all done well as amateurs. I think two of them were ABA champs, if I remember rightly, and one was a runner-up, I think, but I think he won other honours. So they've all done their time in the amateurs, and you know, all very keen. Seems to be very keen to get on in the pro game now.
And Kev, you're going to Rendell Munro, try his chances against Kiko Martinez in Nottingham. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, I was there in Dublin when Martinez stunned the Dublin crowd to take the title off Bernard Dunn with that amazing first round annihilation, really, of their hometown hero. You know, I haven't really seen much of Munro, and that's all I've seen of Martinez. So, you know, it should be, I think, the same again, really. I think Martinez is just a class above Munro. Munro's stepping up, really, to take this fight. You know, brave move by him. He had a British title shot, I think, against Pickering, but he's decided to go for the European title instead. But the boy seems to have so much power. If he lands, I can't see if Munro will be able to take that punch, to be honest.
Any problems at the weigh-in on the Nottingham card, because Kiko got it wrong against McCulloch, didn't he?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything today. I heard he did struggle to make the weight, but I haven't heard anything officially. So I heard, just that he did struggle to make the weight again, and whether he had to go back on the scales, I don't know, because I haven't heard officially. Okay,
and also on the card we've got is it Jason coming back?
Yeah,
Jason Booth.
Well, Jason's Commonwealth champion. Made his comeback about a year ago now, I think. 30 years old now, but been boxing since 1996. He seems to have been around forever, Jason Booth. But yeah, he takes on an unknown quantity in Lanti Adi of Ghanaian tomorrow night. Again, the African, a lot of places have got him as a 5-0 record. His Ghanaian Boxing Authority record is 11-1-1. So, you know, he's an unknown quantity, and we'll see how Jason gets on. There's two quite interesting fights on the undercard as well. Local boxer Tyrone Wright takes on Brian McGee in a 6-rounder. Definitely the biggest fight of Tyrone Wright's career to date.
Big step up.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Tyrone is already after the scalp of Carl Foch. At the Midlands Awards last year, he called out Carl Foch, told Carl that he was just minding his title for him, and that didn't go down too well with his fellow Nottingham boy. But so it'd be interesting to see if he's got the tools to back up the mouth really tomorrow night. And also, one of our favourites from the York Hall recently is on the card, Daniel Perrett, who, as Oliver Fennell described him, was bigger than John McDermott with a hairy back and a bald head. He takes on Scott.
I don't know.
He takes on Scott Belshaw, and just see how Scott gets on against him. He took McDermott a distance, so it'll be interesting to see if Scott Belshaw puts him out there.
It looks like a suitable diversion from the Haye Macca.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's two other fights at the weekend, really. Well, two other fights coming up that have really not even touched the radar. Craig Watson's fight for the European Union title against a Daniele Petrucci in Rome. So Watson should win it on paper, but it's never going to be easy for him to go to Italy and get a decision. And then the Dancing Destroyer, old Herbie, he's fighting on Tuesday over in Germany, making a defence of his WBC international cruiserweight title.
And has the guy got a pulse?
Rudiger May, the ex-European champion, so you might remember that name.
I
think he's actually 3 years younger than Hyde, so with the two cruiserweights fighting over here, it'd be interesting to see how Herbie gets on there. He's obviously looking for a world title shot and 6 fights unbeaten as a cruiserweight, so that's another one to keep your eye out for.
So that's all from this third edition of BritishBoxing.net's podcast. A big thank you to David Haye, Adam Booth, and our very own Ian McNeilly and Kevin Taylor. I've been Will Hale, and enjoy the big fight this weekend.